We're going to take a tour this week of 3 homes that are in the 9th Street corridor. So you might know, if you're from the Greater Lafayette area, that 9th Street Hill is this beautiful neighborhood on the hill. It's in the name of 9th Street, climbing up out of downtown. There's some beautiful older homes there, some that have been taken care of, some that need some love. These are not all on the hill. These all kind of stretch between downtown and a little further up. So they're not all on the hill. So that's why I'm saying on the 9th Street corridor. But I thought we would take a tour of 3 of them because I thought that they were interesting. And we're going to begin with 900 King Street in Lafayette. I'm going to move some windows around here. Thanks for your patience. I'm going to start with 900 King Street in Lafayette. It's, like I said, this one's this one's on King Street, but it actually abuts 9th Street on the other side. We can take a look at the map. Hit the right button here. Put it on the map. Goodness. Okay. So King Street and 9th Street. So it's right. The address is King Street, but it has frontage on 9th Street as well. And this is what I was saying. This is the 9th Street Hill climbing up from downtown to Kossuth Street. And we get to the Highland Park neighborhood. So it's right on the edge of the Highland Park neighborhood there. But let's take a tour. This is an interesting home. We're going to take a tour of 900 King Street in Lafayette on the 9th Street corridor, just a little south of the 9th Street Hill, a little south of Highland Park. It is a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, 3,626 square feet on 0.3 acres in Lafayette. And I just absolutely love this slate stone finish on the outside. You have the below-grade garage, which I think is really nice. One of my big beefs about modern homes a lot is like how we stick the garage out on the front, and it's like, welcome to my garage. So I like the old below-grade garage. We've got the covered porch here, King Street and 9th Street. You can see the country club diagonal from the country club here, from the Lafayette Country Club. There's the aerial view, so the home right here, country club, directly diagonal from it. So if you want to go golfing, you can walk to the country club. But it's not on the course, so you don't have to worry about golf balls breaking your windows. Again, the slate stone, absolutely beautiful. Got tile floor in the foyer as you walk in. Got the crown molding. It's a great combination of old and new. The home was built in 1935, but you really wouldn't know it by looking at the home. They've just done such a great job of updating it. Got that cozy living room with the paneled ceiling and the fireplace, hardwood floors, and actual hardwood, not just laminate. A dining room that feels like a dining room, but doesn't feel stuffy at the same time, if that kind of makes sense to you. There it is without the virtual staging, and you can see we actually have the outlet down in the floor here. That's super handy to have. Power your centerpieces. Got the eat-in kitchen with the nice, lovely square island, in-wall oven, warmer, and microwave. It's got the induction stovetop. I'm not a giant fan of that. Then again, I don't cook a whole lot, but lovely. I enjoy the stained glass over the oven. So I think that's a really nice kitchen. If you love an old school library, this house is for you. What more do you need to say? The oak built-ins, just absolutely beautiful. You have the reading bench in the window. It's, again, classic, but really doesn't strike me as stuffy. Maybe it strikes you as stuffy, but it doesn't strike me that way. I would fill this place with books and then need more shelves on top of that. Then we start moving into the bedrooms, into the slightly less interesting sections, landing up at the top with the metal banisters. Again, bedrooms. Yep, they're bedrooms. The primary suite bathroom. Got the soaking garden tub there. Hardwood floors in the bedrooms as well, so you can carry that through. Lots and lots of hardwood in this. And then we go downstairs and have the actual stone floors in the living area downstairs. Laundry room, plenty of room to do your washing. Yes, this half bath is a little out of character with the rest of this house, but basement, it is what it is. But again, the beautiful slate, the back porch / basketball court. And we're wrapping it up with some aerial views and the lovely landscaping. So again, this was a tour of 900 King Street, which is on the intersection of King and 9th Street, diagonal from the Lafayette Country Club, just up the street from Highland Park and the 9th Street Hill neighborhood. 5 bedrooms, 4 baths, 3,626 square feet on 0.3 acres, currently listed for $749,000. And if you'd like to go check this one out, go to the LafayetteReal.com/YouTube, fill out the form, and let me know, and let's go check it out together. Enjoy that one? I thought that was a pretty cool one. I think of the 3 that we're going to look at today, that one might be my favorite. We'll see how I feel after we look at all of them again. But we're going to continue our tour of homes along the 9th Street corridor, and this one's on the 9th Street Hill. So just moving windows around here. We're going to look at this one at 207 South 9th Street. And before we dig into the details on that, let's check out the map. Like I said, this one is on the hill right here. This is South Street and Columbia Street. This is 26th through the middle of town. The 9th Street Hill goes roughly from here at South Street up to about Kossuth. So right in the middle of the hill. You'll see from the pictures as we take the tour exactly where this one is located. But this one, built 1898, doesn't feel like it. Well taken care of. Let's take a tour. 207 South 9th Street in Lafayette on the 9th Street Hill. 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 3,284 square feet on half an acre, 0.54 square feet. Half an acre in the middle of town. And look at that beautiful half an acre. Got our obligatory twilight shot. I'm not a giant fan of those, but I do understand. Got the slate tile entryway. Look at the beautiful original woodwork to the home. Got the wood archway around the door. You got the wood floor in the living room. You got the wood banisters going up the stair. You got the original looking ceilings. Just absolutely beautiful. Maintains its character. Feels like a home of a period while not feeling dated. That's a hard thing to do. Not everybody gets that right. And I'm not saying everything is perfect, but large main floor living spaces, laundry room on the main floor, kitchen with a large eat at island. Again, kitchen that has been updated. Cabinets a little on the old side. Not sure that they've been updated, but lots of light, lots of windows in the living room. As we move further into the house, you feel a little more of the Victorian charm of the home where, how do you balance that originalness versus updating? And as we move upstairs, you can see that there's still some love that needs to be given to the home, and that's going to explain a little bit of the price. We got a rug that's covering a floor that needs a little bit of work. A parquet wood floor was put in here, I would guess, in the 1950s or 60s in place of the original wood floor. The bathroom is nice and has had some amount of updating at some point. Feels a little dated, but not original to the home. And again, like the parquet floor is not terrible, but I wouldn't call it period either. Got our craft room, more bathrooms. This has a primary suite and an in-law suite. This is one of those updated spaces, and we see this quite often in these big Victorians. The upstairs loft area, the 3rd floor space that a lot of times was just like unfinished attic. Somebody will come along at some point and refinish this and turn it into actual usable space. And this is, I think, a great example of that. Perhaps not so much the glass block down at the end. That feels a little bit dated, but once upon a time it was modern and contemporary. But lots of room for office, workshop, theater. This is that little upstairs suite where you have enough kitchen up there that you don't have to come all the way down, but is definitely up at the top of the stairs. So I'm not quite sure I would call it an in-law suite. This is more along primary that's way up the stairs, and this bathroom has been updated. Every time I see it, it reminds me of the neighbor's house from Christmas Vacation. I'm sorry, but it does. We move out to the backyard, and remember, half an acre. If you've ever seen 9th Street Hill, this is what the backyards look like. You have these beautiful paths that go down the back side of the hill, these long lots that start at 9th Street and go towards the east. Got a 3-car garage. So here's the layout. So let's take a minute and look at this. So you come in the foyer, and you got living and dining and kitchen, and then the sunroom off the back. You go up the stairs, and you arrive where there are 3 bedrooms and the primary. Now, you move upstairs again, and this is that large space that we saw upstairs that is finished off as a family room with a kitchen and a bath. You could use this as another suite instead of a family room. Again, you're up on the 3rd floor. There's some stairs involved there. And then, of course, down in the basement, we got utility down there. So that is 207 South 9th Street in Lafayette on 9th Street Hill. 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 3,284 square feet on 0.54 acres, so half an acre lot in the middle of Lafayette, currently listed at $441,900. If you would like to go tour this one, go to the LafayetteReal.com/YouTube, fill out the form, let me know, and let's go see it together. And then we're going to move on to our last home of the evening in our tour of the 9th Street corridor. And this one is, again, a little further up. This is, I believe, technically in the Highland Park neighborhood, but it's actually on Kossuth. This is 701 Kossuth Street. And this is, again, along the 9th Street corridor. It's not on 9th Street. It is on Kossuth, but it is adjacent to that corridor, so I'm stretching a little bit here as far as location. But let's look at it on the map, and you can see for yourself. So here it is. This is the Highland Park neighborhood. You can tell, here's Highland Avenue, here's the Teardrop Shawnee Avenue. This is Highland Park in here. It's in Highland Park, but it faces Kossuth, which is a slightly busier street. The Kossuth west of 9th is slightly less busy than Kossuth east of 9th Street, but it is not in the neighborhood. It is 3-4 lots to the west of 9th Street. So it's not exactly on 9th Street, but it's close enough to the corridor that I thought it was worthy of inclusion tonight. So we're going to look at 701 Kossuth Street in Lafayette. This is a 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 4,566 square feet. That's pretty big. On a 1/4 acre, 0.27 acres. So this is a stone stucco exterior. It is in the Highland Park neighborhood. It is on the southernmost extent of the Highland Park neighborhood. It is one of the homes with more character in Lafayette. It is not typical of, you're not going to find this style many other places in Lafayette. You got the gated drive, the gated backyard, really, I guess, not so much drive. But we move inside and we see that there's so much light in here. The stucco style is indicative of that. Got the sunroom in the back here. We're moving into the living room with the hardwood, with the blonde hardwood floors. And continuing on, we got the fireplace. Lots of living spaces in these older, larger homes. When we were talking about 4,000 plus square feet, 4,500 square feet, you're going to have living spaces. You got that wide stairway going up. It's not a galley style kitchen, but it's galley adjacent. I mean, you got the oven in the wall and the fridge on the other side. All of the counters are along one wall. That's the definition of galley style, really. So all of your work surfaces are along one surface. So for this large house, fairly small kitchen. It's the size that it needs to be, I guess, is the best way to put that. Moving into these spacious dining rooms. So more room to eat, less room to prep. Got some vinyl plank flooring in there. You got the downstairs half bath with the radiator. Radiator's good and bad at the same time. I personally love radiators. Not everybody does. We move into the primary. Again, many radiators, but look at the giant primary. That bed is just swallowed up by that room. Just tons and tons of space to be had there. A very much updated bathroom with the garden, the soaking tub, and the shower with glass walls. So if you want everybody to watch you showering, there you go. Double basin sinks, rather. Then we start moving into the secondary bedrooms and some of the less interesting things. You can see there's a little bit of Jack and Jill bedroom going on there. Hardwood floors up on the second floor, some of which have been covered by carpet over the years. This is a room that's been updated, gives the feel of a winery / barn. You got the barn doors, you got the stone, you got the brickwork, and the wine rack here. Lots and lots of radiators in this house. I particularly like floorboard hydronic better than I like radiators. I think it distributes more evenly throughout the room, but a house that was built in 1920, I mean, it's period. Got the lovely built-ins in this office space. This is my favorite room of the entire house. You got the enclosed porch with the fireplace and all the windows and screens. Just absolutely beautiful. I'd spend a lot of time out there. Moving out to the back porch, the retractable awning. There you can see the outside of that covered porch isn't right. It's got the outdoor kitchen here. So if you want to entertain, if you want to like really grill, you can. You have the old carriage house style two-car garage, and they're a little bit closer shot of the outdoor kitchen. Certainly a nice amenity, not usable so much out in the cold. Let me see a little more. So just to show you the floor plan on this one. So you come in into the foyer, into the sunroom that we looked at here, and then living, dining, breakfast nook. You can see how all these rooms run in together. Again, house of the period. Screened porch here in the back. Then up on the second floor, you have the 3 bedrooms with the Jack and Jill bath. One of the extra bedroom has just a half bath attached. And then the primary suite that was just absolutely gigantic. So one bedroom doesn't have access to a bathroom without going through somebody else's bedroom. It's a choice for a shower, I should say. Then downstairs in the basement, we have the laundry room and hall and family room. So lots and lots of space here in this one as we conclude our tour of the 9th Street corridor. This is 701 Castou Street in Lafayette. It's the south end of the Highland Park neighborhood. 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 4,566 square feet on a quarter acre, 0.27 acres, currently listed at $785,000. And if you would like to take a tour of 701 Castou Street, go to the LafayetteReal.com/YouTube, fill out the form, and let's go check out this beautiful 4,500 square foot home together. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. If you're here watching, it would mean a whole lot to me if you just hit that button. Tell YouTube how much you enjoyed joining us every week here on @Lafayette Live and how much you enjoy all of our content on the Lafayette Real.